Much has been said about Kimi Antonelli turning 18, and years ago, when Max Verstappen debuted without being old enough to have a driver's license, the rule was established that the super license would only be granted to those over 18. Did you know that? But do you know when Formula One had the highest average age with drivers over 50 years old on the grid? That's right. Sit down, because today the story is going to tell you about a different era in Formula One, when older guys were behind the wheel. And you are, of course, watching Small Great Stories every week here on Splash and Go, where you either already know a little Formula One story or not, as long as it's quick, fun to tell, and cool to know. Let's go! Imagine, just try to imagine, a motorsport category today where the average age of the drivers is 39, with several competitors in their 50s and the youngest already over 30. No, I'm not talking about any Masters tournament, but about Formula One at the category's debut in the British Grand Prix at Silverstone 1950. It was May the 13th, a Saturday, and not long ago, the 75th anniversary was celebrated. The world was still recovering from the Second World War, and then this category emerged, determined to unify the regulations of Grand Prix racing in Europe. I've even told the origin story of Formula One in this video here. I recommend it. The chosen stage was a decommissioned airfield from which bombers had taken off during the conflict 5 years earlier, and present there on that Saturday, yes, the race took place on a Saturday, was King George, father of Elizabeth, who is the mother of the current sovereign of the United Kingdom, Charles. And the average age of the 21 drivers on that grid is certainly striking, 39 years old. For comparison, the Formula One grid in 2019 had the lowest average age in history, 26 years and 3 months. And you might ask, but what about nowadays? Today she is taller, 27 years and 2 months. It would be as if today we had a grid made up mostly of drivers the age of Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso, all 21 of them, to have a similar average. But that's just the beginning, because 3 of them were over 50. Luigi Fagioli finished in second place with Alfa Romeo and was 51 years old. Louis Chiron was 50, and the Frenchman, I'll need to read this to pronounce it, Philippe Etincellin, the oldest, was 53. All of this while driving those true forces of nature made of cast iron and aluminum alloy with over 400 horsepower and those skinny little tires, racing through the straights and high-speed corners of what was already a very fast Silverstone circuit. But those were exceptions. Not at all. The winner, Giuseppe Nino Farina, was himself 43. Farina was 9 years older than Senna was when he lost his life, and older than Mansell and Prost when they retired. And Juan Manuel Fangio, who dropped out of that race due to engine problems, was at the time 38 years old. Fangio, in fact, won all of his 5 championships after turning 40. And the oldest, Philippe Etincellin, whose name I had to read the first time to pronounce, at 53 years old, had started racing in the 1920s, before Formula One was born, before the Second World War, still in the era of the Grand Prix. Different times. Today, there is a requirement that a driver must be at least 18 years old, the famous Max Verstappen rule, which came about precisely after Max made his debut, because when he was granted his super license, he wasn't yet 18. From then on, they established under 18, you can't race in Formula One. So, the next time you hear someone saying that Hamilton, Alonso, or any other driver is too old, remember, back in 1950, we had at least 3 drivers over 50 years old, and you don't have to go that far back. In fact, it's been a while. But AJ Foyt raced his last Indy 500 in 1993, well past 50 years old, actually much closer to 60. So that was another little big story from Splash and Go on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, it's free, it doesn't cost anything, and it really helps the channel. Do me this favor, do us this favor. Don't forget to leave your hype as well, and if you can, it helps a lot. Leave a comment. Anything at all. Tell me if you would do what Moss did, or if you think a title is a title. We're competing, I just want to win. Zip the lip. As my partner says, I'm not going to say anything. Or just write the city you're watching us from, post a little emoji, whatever you want. The algorithm sees that as engagement and keeps spreading our content across the internet. Likes, hype, and comments are the fuel for any channel. Help us out, it doesn't cost you anything. So you don't miss out on what we do here. We make a lot of content. We have notification channels, Instagram, Telegram, and WhatsApp where you can join and get an automatic message as soon as each new video goes live. Also, our social media handles are showing up here where there's content all the time. Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok. All right? See you over there. See you in the next video. Thanks and a big hug.